All right, kids. Do a quick video today in the shop. Breaking down a decent beef, and it's got a real nice brisket on it. So we're going to go ahead and break the brisket off this and show you how to trim it up. Super simple, super easy. So this is the brisket right here. We've already taken the chuck and the arm off of the forequarter. So if you're trying to think in relation of where this is, it's going to be right here, kind of on the sternum. So we're going to go ahead and break this down. So as you can see, there's the sternum right there with these kind of ribs right here. So what we're going to do, we're going to come down and open that up a little bit. Open it up a little bit more and just loosen all this up. As you can see, it pulls off real easy. Just even pressure. A little bit of knife work. And then I like to, because the majority of the time you're going to trim this chunk of fat off anyway, I'll usually just kind of skirt around it, keep it right on the short rib, saves you a little time in the end. Come down here, separate that a little bit more, and then you're just going to follow that rib up right there. Pop it on the bench, and we will bring you over. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean all this up. This is the remnants of the neck. So we're going to go through, clean this up. Grind all this trim. This is a real nice looking brisket. Depending on how the beef comes in looking, how much fat is on it, will definitely determine how much fat you do keep on it, whether or not it's good fat or bad fat. I like to square it up a little bit. We'll finish trimming that up. All right. So when you're looking at it here, here's the decal. I mean, we just call it the point cut. So if you were, I offer a whole and half. So if you cut it in half, you're going to end up with an awful camera angle. Good job, Kyle. All right, cool. Here we go. This is where you would cut it in half, and you would end up with a flat cut brisket and a point cut brisket, the decal being the point. So what I like to do, trim that up a little bit, go ahead and grind that. Brisket makes fantastic grind. It always hurts my soul when people grind the whole thing, but at the same time, you're going to have some killer burger. All right, so we're going to come under here. I like to clean under the decal. Clean that up. Leave that layer of fat right there, because fat is flavor and it's going to give you more moisture. Clean that up, make it a little pretty. All this loose stuff, you don't want that on there. That's just kind of gross looking. Toss that into trim. We'll finish flipping this side over. I definitely like to clean up the bottom a little bit more than most, I would say. This fat on the bottom, it's not the fat you want. It's not the fat that's going to add moisture. It's more off going to make it chewy. So, as you can see, there's that section that we left some of the meat on the short rib. So what we're going to do, just come in here, and we're going to leave some. We're going to take that big old chunk off. That way you're not dealing with a giant chunk of fat. And then what we're also going to do, you can see where we split it with the carcass. So what we are going to do is just take our breaker and just give us a nice clean edge. As you can see, that looks way better. Clean that up a little bit. Now we're going to come up here for this giant chunk, and we're just going to trim it down a little bit. Once again, this beef has some really nice fat on it, so we don't want to take it all off, but we want to make it presentable and something that's a little easier to cook. Again, we want the fat, but there is such thing as too much fat, especially on a brisket. All right, now that I'm starting to see some red there, I know we're getting to about where we want to be. We want about 1/4 inch of fat on it. And we're also going to come up here and do the same thing. Clean this up. Trim that. Rest in the grind. So, that, folks, is a nice cleaned up brisket. Again, you toss it on your smoker. You can boil it down or brine it and boil it for corned beef. Again, that's not awful, but we are going to go ahead and clean that up too, just to make it a little more presentable. Quick, easy video. And again, this is a beautiful brisket. It's going to make this customer very, very happy. Like I said, you want to leave as much fat as you can, but also not too much. So that is what I would say is a very presentable, very delicious brisket. So, hope you guys enjoyed this quick video, and we'll see you next time.